Pull up a stool and pour yourself a pint as you're about to join three intrepid drinkers, Kevin, Justin, and Mark, as they embark on another Beertastic voyage. Pull up a stool and pour yourself a pint as you're about to join three intrepid drinkers, Kevin, Justin, and Mark, as they embark on another Beertastic voyage.
Hi, everybody, and welcome to another episode of Beertastic Voyage. I'm not Kevin.
I'm also not Kevin.
Kevin is not with us today because we are recapping leading up to our interviews and whatnot from the recent Whales, Ales, and Salty Tales event at the Cold Spring Harbor Whaling Museum. And Kevin wasn't able to join us for this little recap / introductory session, so think of Kevin, and yeah.
I'll take over from a very tired Mark. Mark just ran out of steam right there and just went like right off the edge of a cliff. All right, so
The train is gone. It does not exist anymore.
For those of you that weren't aware of this event, it was the first time they were holding it. It was to benefit the Cold Spring Harbor Whaling Museum. And I don't know about you, Mark, but I thought that the event was really well attended, especially for a first-time event.
Oh, definitely. When I heard that they sold out their 200 tickets, I thought that was great, especially like you said, because it was the first-year event. But I guess it's great for the museum. I forget the exact total of how much they
raised. It was over $7,000. Yeah.
Yeah, it was a lot of funding for the museum that I think Cindy said some of it was going towards the sperm whale skeleton, right?
Yes, I believe so. The other great thing that they have there that I hope gets more funding is the right whale nipple. If you haven't, go look at our social media really quick. And this is a little bit before it goes out, but I'm pretty sure Mark is going to take the picture of me hovering over the whale nipple.
It's pretty much the only one I've got from that day.
Okay, so not only is it great, it's our only option. Now, quick recap of the breweries that were there. I'm doing this off the top of my head, so if I forget anybody, I'm really sorry. It was our friend Ryan Cook from 27A, Larry Goldstein from Spider Bite. The Meadery was there, WA Mead Works with Joe Bruzzo. Po' Boy with Bobby and Wee Sam. We also had both beer and Long Island beer malt enthusiasts, as well as homebrews and hand grenades, and Dubco.
Right.
And, Barrage as well.
Barrage, 1940s. Mm-hmm. Oyster Bay.
Oh, that's right. I totally forgot about Oyster Bay.
And Six Harbors, I think, right?
Yes. I did. Well, good job between the two of us. We could figure shit out.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that was everybody.
Yeah, I don't think there's anyone. Kind of like doing a mental spin around in my head.
And, of course, the always amazing Island Empanada truck.
Oh, my God. I'm so hungry right now, and that sounds like the most amazing thing on the planet. I thought you could probably literally put some ketchup on your shoe, and I would just gnaw on it quietly in the corner. I have to say that all the beers that were brought as usual were fantastic. I mean, it's not like any of these breweries doesn't know what's going on, but Ryan Cook, I believe, was the only brewery to kick anything. I don't know if he cheated out and brought a short keg or something, but he had an uncharacteristic beer for him too.
Yeah, that's true.
It was a pale ale with mango, vanilla, and I think there was something else in there, but I'm not 100% sure. I'm pretty sure there were 3 ingredients, and I continue to forget the third one as many times as I tell people about it.
Yeah, but regardless, it was not a NEPA, which is uncharacteristic, as you said.
And it was very, very good. I really enjoyed it. We forgot about Blind Bat, didn't we?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Damn, we did forget Paul.
Yep. And the soon-to-be open Blind Bat in Centerport.
Yes, I'm very much looking forward to that.
He had, I forget the name of the beer, but it was a smoked lager.
It was,
Old Walt
smoked wit.
Yeah, it was a wit, not a lager. That was, I think, my favorite commercial beer that I had there that day. Really
that was definitely the tastiest commercial beer that I had. But a special shout out to the cucumber.
That cucumber lime mead.
That's what it was. Yeah,
badass.
I was trying to. I know I couldn't remember the other thing that was in it besides the cucumber, but that was so refreshing.
Yeah, and again, for a mead 6%, that's basically that's a session mead.
It is
for sure. If you're a big guy or a drinker, you can drink that. That's a hell of a lawnmower mead.
Yeah,
I think we just made a new thing. I remember 1940s having they had a lager and
The,
yeah, I can't remember.
was it Column Shifter?
They had an IPA.
They had one of their
yeah.
IPAs. I don't remember if it was Column Shifter or something else, but they had that, and they had their, I think it's just like 1940s lager. I don't know if it has another name.
No, and Barrage also went simple, but they were both very good. They also had a lager and an IPA. There was from Spider Bite. There was the chocolate porter,
Right.
Straight B's or Straight C's. No, Straight B's.
Straight B's. Yeah. No, he's still toying around with the recipe for Straight C's.
There's just too many options.
Yes.
Too many. Yeah, I mean, off the top of my head, that's really most of what I can remember. I know I drank a lot of them. As far as the homebrew clubs, the Skeeter Pea from Hand Grenades. That was pretty insane.
That was surprising to me because I was like, I don't know, lemonade, but that was tasty.
I think that
also knock you on your ass at what was it, 8%?
8%, yeah. And then the other one they had was a cider that was 11%.
Right.
So they were going for the knockout. Over at LIBME, Adam Weiss had a really great saison.
Yeah, that was good.
Steve and Justin.
Steve
Schweinard and Justin Kramer both had a
tasty coconut.
Right. New England IPA.
Oh yeah.
Coconut New England IPA.
Yeah, it was very strong on the coconut and quite good.
Yeah, it was very tasty. I think our concoction was pretty interesting.
Yes, there are our cultural appropriation.
Yes, cultural appropriation.
The Katharina sour fermented with quike yeast and
lactobacillus.
Well,
yeah. Well, we fruited it with blackberry and Narnila too.
Well, yeah, that's what I was going for.
Yeah.
The Narnila is like Guatemala / Ecuadorian fruit in its native range. So, we've got a beer style that originated in Brazil, fruited with fruits from Northwest South America, fermented with yeast and bacteria from Norway.
Yeah, it was a worldwide trip, and it tasted basically like tart fruit juice.
Yeah, it was very tasty. I enjoyed a few glasses of that myself that day. Yes,
and I did as well. We also had we were serving with Brews and Revival. We had a couple of different Vienna lagers. We had I believe a Chimay clone, and it was a New England IPA, and it was a couple other things. We had 8 people.
Red ale,
right?
Yeah, I'm drawing a blank of what Freddie brought.
Yeah, that's what I was trying to remember when I had that pause too. But we're not going to remember everything. The event itself was pretty low key. It was akin to Taps and Talons for anybody who's ever attended or heard of that event, which makes sense. That's actually what they were going for. So it was kind of a perfect home run.
Exactly. But it was definitely nice. Thankfully tented because it was hot that day.
Yeah, a lot of the people who were on the edges of the tent serving were I guess it was the south side, commented that the bottoms of their legs were getting lit up because
roasted,
of standing right there. It was right out in front of the museum, and it was basically like right off of the sidewalk.
Yeah,
which made for some really interesting people driving by, especially in like the little hamlet of Cold Spring Harbor. Everyone's like, "What the hell is that? Why are these people here?"
A Model A went by a couple of times.
Yeah, it had a really great atmosphere, really kind of low key energy. Nobody got rowdy. It was no pretzel necklaces. So anytime I don't see a pretzel necklace, though, shout out to the people with the soft pretzel necklaces. You definitely represent well.
That's next level.
Yes. So we were able to get was it 3? Well, we have 4 interviews. 4 or 5? 5? 4, 5?
4.
Yeah, we have 4. One
maths.
Brewery wise, we had Ron Cook.
That reminds me too.
Okay.
Just as a random aside.
Yes.
My daughter watches too much Peppa Pig when she's over at my in-laws' house because she refers to mail as post.
Oh God.
Which
listen, if she starts spelling tire with a Y and color with a U, I'm gonna have to intervene.
I just find it hysterical when I'm looking at the mail and she's like, "Oh, did I get any post?"
You know, if Jake said that to me, I would take me a very long time to figure out what the hell he was talking about.
Yeah.
I would probably ignore him entirely. Nice. Oh, you have to give her some more America. You have to put on like Rambo or something and let her watch it. Just hammer it home. So we have interviews from Ryan Cook from 27A Brewing, Larry Goldstein from Spider Bite, Bobby from Po' Boy, and which one am I missing?
And then we
have Cindy to close
yeah,
it
we
out.
talked to Cindy Grimm, who's the assistant director of the museum and was the organizer of the event. So we, grabbed her at the end of everything to see how it all went. And, the next one's already on the calendar for next year, and tickets go on sale in February. So if we pique your interest, watch the museum's Facebook page to see when those tickets go on sale.
Absolutely. So without further ado, we're going to jump into our interview with Cindy, and we'll be back after.
All right, so we're here now with Cindy Grimm, the organizer of the event and the assistant director of the museum. So, I know you've previously held a Wales Ales and Salty Tales event at the museum, but it's never been as big of a beer festival sort of push to it. So, for your inaugural year on, it as a full-blown beer festival, how did it go? Like, from your perspective, like everything seemed to go very smooth from my end.
I thought this was a phenomenal event, not only as the organizer. I'm not saying it just for that. I think everybody had a great time. We got great feedback from the guests that came, from the brewers that served. I think it was just such a nice crowd. The vibe was great. I loved it. I mean,
I would echo that. We were pretty close to the road, and it didn't.
Right.
It honestly felt like we had our own little space.
Yeah.
I didn't really think about it until now, but there's a fairly busy road right behind us that I never even noticed.
It's
it was great.
Cozy Cold Spring Harbor.
Yes.
I think it was great. We weren't 100% sure this year, so we tried to cap it. So we left. We did sell out at 200 tickets.
No, but that's still great, especially because it's like the first year. So, it's awesome that it sold out and, everything went really smooth.
Mm-hmm.
So, and I'm sure you took some lessons away for next year,
Yes.
but...
we have plans for next year.
We're looking forward to it already because this was a great day, and I'm sure it's just going to continue to be fun in the future.
Yes, we will have a competition next year, so beware.
Oh, nice.
Yes, it's got to get a little competitive after all.
I want to know when Scurvy Fest is happening.
We got some great ideas for that opinion board,
Right.
so I think that's something that's a takeaway from the event.
Can we ignore the pumpkin ale though, please?
Yeah,
It's June.
Someone wrote also more beer. I'm not sure how you get more beer. Or unless they mean the club, I'm not sure.
Oh, just the club. Maybe
Yeah.
they just want the club.
Right,
That's it.
maybe.
Because beer is the best. Maybe that's it.
8 taps wasn't enough.
Yeah.
Apparently.
Seriously.
Yeah, but no, it was a really great event. Island Empanada came out. They had a great time.
And it's always great to
Yeah.
have them at a beer festival.
And he
It's
won
always
our
welcome.
raffle, which was great.
Oh, yeah?
Nice.
So he's coming
Awesome.
to
Oh, that's
our
fantastic.
Melville trivia.
Perfect timing.
Right
Speaking
there.
about being right on the road.
Right there, that's Cozy Cold Spring Harbor.
Exactly. Everyone hates those people.
Come out. Thank you.
All right.
All right, well,
Okay. Brewers are leaving.
you later.
It's the end of the night, but I think it was pretty good.
Yeah, I enjoyed it a lot. I think it's very successful. I think you got exactly what you were looking for.
Yes. Yep.
well, thanks for taking a couple minutes to talk to us, and we
Absolutely.
look forward to
Anytime.
serving again next year.
Tickets on sale February 12th for next year.
Awesome,
Whoa.
great.
All right.
Thank you.
Excellent. Thank you.
Thanks.
All right, so that was our little recap with Cindy at the end of the day before we got shoot out of the museum because other staffers wanted to go home. But, it was a good day, and like I said, they're already planning the next one, and I can only assume that it's going to be better than it was this year, and it was already a great start, so definitely see about going next year, because like I said, they sold out, they were turning people away, so when those tickets go on sale, you're going to want to jump on there. But I just wanted to briefly touch on how I started that Saturday, and that was at Mustache Brewing Company out in Riverhead, because Justin and I, along with Greg Kelly, won all 3 of this year's LABME Pro-Am competitions. So Saturday, while I was there, we brewed the Beer de Garde and Greg's English Porter. But I had to run to make it to Cold Spring Harbor from Riverhead before the first beer had reached boil. but everything turned out good so far as I know. And Matt brewed our Doppelbock recipe the following Monday, and those are going to be released at Mustache pretty soon. So, we'll definitely throw that up on the social media when we know when that's going to be.
Yeah, when you go in, you have to tell them you want the Beertastic Voyage beers. They won't know what you mean, but it'll be fun for you to say.
Well, I mean, maybe, because
Maybe.
I was decked out in both my hat and T-shirt while I was there. So,
All right, hopefully. I was jealous that I couldn't attend. I had a prior arrangement that I had to deal with. But I'm glad they got brewed, and I'm excited to taste them and to, of course, see which one gets picked to go out to GABF.
going back to Whales, Ales, and Salty Tales, though, I wanted to give a shout-out to John's Crazy Socks, who was the event sponsor. And if you're not aware, the company does exactly what you would think by the name, but John himself has a developmental disability, so I just thought it was awesome seeing him there, giving back to the community. And definitely check out the company, check out their website. I drive past their office or their headquarters, whatever you want to call it, when I'm taking the back roads back to my office when I go out for lunch. So, it was definitely a recognition from me on that front. Justin, you said you wanted to say something.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I just wanted people to know that you can always donate to the Whaling Museum. So don't think you have to wait until next year or, to another beer festival or any of their events.
That's true.
Also, just if you're in the area, it's a great place to take kids. If anybody followed us on social media, I had posted, I love that place. I went there a lot as a kid. It's even better than I remembered it. I haven't been there in years, and I can't wait to take my son there. It definitely holds a special place in my heart. So if you are trying to find a local place to donate to, and you're a fan of Long Island history in particular, that is a phenomenal choice.
Yeah, I definitely want to make a day out of heading up that way, hitting the fish hatchery, and then also doing the Whaling Museum.
Yeah, it's a great one too, especially for if you have kids. So we've been alluding to these brewers interviews. We're going to play them back to back to back. And they're going to end right after the interview. So don't stick around waiting for us to come back. We have some beers to drink and some food to eat. So without further ado, here are Ryan Cook, Larry Goldstein, and Bobby Rodriguez.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Hey gang, we're here with Ryan Cook of 27A Brewing Company. How's it going today, Ryan?
It's going very well.
Could you tell us what you brought down to Whales and Ales today?
Yeah, so I brought a Summer Crusher. It's a summer ale, which made popular the style by Brooklyn Brewery, because it's not a real BJCP style, as I'm sure your co-host will tell you.
Yeah, they always take advantage of the chance when they can be like, yeah, it's this style and it's not this style. I'm like, if it tastes good, I'm happy with it. That's really what matters.
Yeah, it's a marketing term.
Yeah.
But I like to. It's just a simple, clean pale ale.
It has mangoes and peach and
so
stuff like that.
And I dried it out, and it's super crushable. And then I added mango and peach juice to it, and a little bit of vanilla, just to spice it up, because people want to try exciting things. So.
No, I really liked it. I thought the vanilla was a good job to kind of give it a little bit of warmth to keep it from becoming just overly fruity and become just fruit punch. That little bit of vanilla gives it that little bit of warmth back, where it's like, all right, there is some depth of flavor to it here. It's not just going to be fruit juice.
Exactly, yeah. So thank you for that.
I'm glad you appreciate it. So you guys are just getting going. Are you open shop yet? Are we coming? Can we stop by and say hi, or what's the deal?
Very
so
soon.
Very soon.
I will make you guys drag your equipment out, and we're going to have a podcast there soon.
That's fantastic.
We're getting close. And maybe some more chairs and some other fun
stuff. All right,
but,
excellent. So what's kind of the approach that you're looking for? Are you trying to get 2 or 3 flagships that you want to have down and be like, these are the guys that I want to put out there, or are you just, you know what, I'm going to keep putting out whatever I find interesting, and if people agree with me, they're going to come through the doors?
Right, it's going to be a combination of both for sure. There's definitely going to be some flagships or some go-tos that I'm just going to dial in the recipes, tweaks here and there, and then there's going to be a lot of experimental beers. I've been doing a lot of kettle sours, no boil, raw ales. I've been using the Kvike strains, just really all over the place in that regard. So there's going to be consistent go-to. You're going to know those flavors, traditional beers, and then really wacky, experimental, new world stuff.
Awesome. So you guys, you're neighbors with the WA Meatworks guys, right? Like, aren't they fairly close to you?
Right, yeah. They're 800 feet away.
Oh, you can throw a rock and hit them. There you go.
Yeah.
In case they get out of line, get a couple extra rocks in the
Sometimes Joe does, but yeah.
And Sand City's going to be opening up another facility in the area. What are your feelings about like Lindenhurst just kind of picking up as a beer hotspot?
I'm excited. It's we were walking around town the other day. We went to a restaurant Restoration we really like, and then we went over to the meadery, and then we walked back to the brewery, and then got in our cars and left. But we were saying it would be great if there's a couple more spots that are more of you can hop around, enjoy some good beers, some, good service, and just spend all your time there. You don't have to worry about going anywhere else, and just really have a destination per se.
Yeah, I think that downtown little neighborhood in Lindenhurst is a great spot that is open to be picking back up a little bit. It's been down for a couple of years now, but I think you got a good shot of starting to revive that area a little bit. Get some people, let them bring some money into the area, let them eat at some restaurants in the neighborhood.
Right.
I mean, you can get some good stuff, and I love that about just the craft beer scene in general. Like it happened out in Riverhead, you see it in Holbrook a little bit.
Exactly.
It's nice having these little clusters of a couple breweries in the neighborhood.
Right. So that's the thing with me is I started homebrewing 7 or 8 years ago now, and then I went out and I worked in the industry. I worked for Ironheart Mobile Canning, been in every basically brewery in the tri-state area.
Okay.
Then I brewed out in Greenpoint in Brooklyn, and the commute was horrible, but I learned how to use pumps and hoses and CIPing tanks and stuff. I basically did everything, which was a good learning experience. And then my intention was to come back and open up a place in Lindenhurst because I was growing up there, lived there my whole life, and I just kind of felt now everything with the meadery that's opened up. It's been awesome. We love Joe and Roger and the meat and the atmosphere, the service, the product that they got there. Sand City coming in. It's going to be great. A couple more restaurants popping up that are really, to say trendy, but it's going to be a nice little downtown for sure.
Good, that's fantastic, man. Did you do Whales and Ales last year, or is this your first time at this event?
Oh, first time, and I love it. It's nice, intimate, small.
Yeah, no, this is really enjoyable.
It reminds me of Taps and Talons type of thing, which is great. It's a little charity thing for the museum here. And
I don't think they're going to be pulling a whale around like that. You could just hang out and pet the whale.
Yeah, but it's cool. You can walk around inside and see all the stuff and interact, and they're having talks and all that stuff.
Well, Brian, thanks for taking a couple minutes. I know I'm sure the lady's pulling you back that she doesn't want to have to pour anymore.
Yeah.
Thanks so much for taking the time with us.
Yeah, you got it, man.
Cheers, man.
Yeah.
All right, so I'm here with Larry Goldstein from Spider Bite Brewing Company. Larry, how's it going so far at this first annual Whales, Ales, and Salty Tales?
It's going great. It's a beautiful day out. Weather's perfect.
Yeah, it's beautiful. I heard that they sold the event out, which is great, especially for the first year here, and it definitely seems like a good turnout.
Yeah, everybody seems to be enjoying themselves, and it's a really nice crowd, perfect size.
So I saw the other day that you're going to have a passion fruit sour coming out pretty soon. Do you want to talk about that at all?
Sure. It's the typical nowadays kettle sour. We got some frozen passion fruit from some French company, but it's really nice.
Interesting.
We tasted the.
Is it Lefay? Lefay or
I don't
something
even
else?
know their name.
Okay.
But they sent us some samples, and we actually made a small batch, and we really love the fruit.
So that's what sold you on the passion fruit.
Yeah.
Because that's it. I know that's pretty common, but it's not one of my favorites. So I figured I'd ask you about that and see.
Yeah, no, it's nice. I was surprised. I've had passion fruit, but when I had the puree and tasted straight, super tart. So that surprised me.
Very tart.
But in the beer, even though it's a sour ale, it's not over the top. It's a nice balance.
Nice. Well, I'm looking forward to it. Thanks for taking a couple minutes here and talking to me.
Thank you.
All right, so we're here now with Bobby Rodriguez from Po' Boy Brewery. Bobby, how's your experience been at this inaugural year of Whales, Ales, and Salty Tales?
Well, I have to say it was a very, difficult and stormy night. And as I was sailing the seas, I noticed a nice baby beluga whale struggling, so I nursed it back overnight with some, beer from Po' Boy Brewery. But nevertheless, this is a phenomenal event, which is the first year that we've participated in, and I have to, going forward, support this, facility as much as I can, because it's not only the history of Long Island, but it's something that defines us as the American, person and where we came from. So why not do it?
Yeah, I think it's been like really great so far, especially for like the first year, like really blowing this up as a whole festival. I think everything is run very smoothly, and it's been great on that front. So I know very shortly WeSam is going to have some beers on tap, but is there anything else new going on at the brewery that you'd like to talk about?
Well, at the brewery, we usually have a new cider every week. I'm one of the few breweries in the country that can make also hard ciders, and which is very popular for us. So every week we usually have a new hard cider and a new beer every 2 weeks. We have 15 taps, and 11 are dedicated to beer and 4 are dedicated to cider. We sell 96% of our product out of the brewery, and 4% goes to some local establishments. And it works out very well that way because the community that supports us has always been there from the beginning, and we're so appreciative of that, and we hope that continues.
Well, I know our friends Cliff and Christina that live down the block from you are there quite often, so.
Yeah, and I didn't even realize that fact maybe once before. Yet I think when you mentioned it to me,
I keep telling Cliff that he's got to bring that up with you, but I don't think he ever has.
When I see Cliff, usually me and him are drinking, so
well, yeah,
I don't think we recall.
You're right.
So it's nice to at least make that connection today.
And our friend Taylor, I think did.
Oh my gosh!
Yeah, our friend Taylor did farmers market for you guys.
That's interesting. So, nevertheless, it's the beer community is as big as it is always small.
Right.
Oh yeah, definitely.
And it's always nice to see these connections and these personal connections, even if they don't make beer, even if they don't have a brewery. Big deal. We're sharing the same passion for the things that we believe in, and it's nice to be able to do that with people in even this kind of setting. So it's nice that you mentioned that.
Yes.
Yeah, no, it's a great all-around community, and like you said, it is, even though there's a lot of people involved, it is still very small, and everybody knows everybody basically.
Yeah.
Well, you know what, I have to just interject for a moment. I don't know if the people that tune in to this program really understand that you guys have been doing an awesome job in making beer of your own. It's an evolution of beer making, and I had some earlier stuff from you guys, and I have the recent things, and I can concretely tell you that what you're making is freaking awesome.
Thank you.
And the stuff that you had today, the sour was awesome, and I can be able to drink that anytime, any point of the year.
I appreciate that. That's amazing.
I'm really happy with the way that it turned out. That was kind of like a crapshoot because we didn't. I got that yeast blend, and this is the first time I used it.
It's one of our most poorly planned beers. We're kind of like, what do you got? I got this. What do you got?
Well, sometimes that's all you need.
Yeah.
And it was a really great product, and I can drink it without an issue.
The wife is looking for you.
All right. Well, thank you very much for taking a couple of minutes to talk to us, Bobby. We'll let you get back to what you got to do, and we'll see you at the brewery sometime soon.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
I'm going to check out the whale nipple now.
If you enjoyed Beertastic Voyage, please be sure to subscribe wherever you get your podcasts, and don't forget to review and rate us. The guys can be found online at www.beertasticvoyage.com, on Facebook at www.facebook.com/beertasticvoyage, and Twitter and Instagram at Beertastic Show, or send them a good old-fashioned email at beertasticvoyage@gmail.com. Thanks for listening, and cheers for local beers. If you enjoyed Beertastic Voyage, please be sure to subscribe wherever you get your podcasts, and don't forget to review and rate us. The guys can be found online at www.beertasticvoyage.com, on Facebook at www.facebook.com/beertasticvoyage, and Twitter and Instagram at Beertastic Show, or send them a good old-fashioned email at beertasticvoyage@gmail.com. Thanks for listening, and cheers for local beers.